32 Worst Punishments from Parents, according to Reddit. Number 32. When I was in second grade, I was really unpopular at school, and in a flash of childhood thinking, figured I'd have a sleepover for my birthday and would invite several of the popular guys over in addition to 2 of my friends, one of whom went to a different school. Talk about a run-on sentence. Fuck me. The night of the party arrives and it's a disaster nearly from the get-go. My friend from the other school was incredibly shy and essentially had a panic attack fairly early on and had to have his mom come pick him up. My other friend ends up getting into a fight with one of the cool kids, and my father periodically stomped upstairs to yell at us to keep it down, or he'd call the parents and have kids go home. None of this was turning out in such a way that I figured I'd end up with friends at the end of it. I went to bed that night really embarrassed and dreading how it would go over at school on Monday. The next morning, after everyone went home, my parents sat me down. "We know what you did by having those boys over, and we're very, very disappointed in you." My secret was out. My parents knew I had no friends. They knew I was a loser, and they were embarrassed by it. And then, you were being greedy. You weren't satisfied with getting presents from us. So you invited a bunch of kids over just to get more presents? This is unacceptable, and you need to learn from this? So they drove me to each kid's house and had me walk alone to the door and explain to the kid and their parents that I'd invited them over only to get more presents, to apologize, and to return the gift? Needless to say, I didn't earn any friends that year, and school on Monday was a nightmare. I'm about to turn 40 in a month, and I still don't want any goddamn presents. My parents were dicks. Oh no, this poor guy. Well, here's for childhood misunderstandings. Number 31. When I was in 3rd grade, my teacher wrote a note to my parents to tell them that when we were reading aloud in class, I never knew the place when it was my time to read because I was always reading ahead. Everybody in my class read really slow, and I'd read ahead a paragraph. Then I'd finish the page, then I'd just read the next page, and then I would be lost. This was in my social studies textbook, so my parents grounded me from going to the library? My sister said, just go anyway, they won't know, which opened my eyes to entirely new possibilities in the world. Awesome for your sister. What a punk-ass parents, like you're reading ahead and you're being punished for it, and then your parents try to punish you by making it so that you can't read even more. What are your parents, religious? Religion. A response to this reads, I don't think it's fair that teachers slow your learning so others can catch up. My math teacher keeps getting after me because I finish worksheets an hour before the class ends. She tells me to stop working, which is the entire point that I'm at school. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about, baby? Number 30. My mom used to threaten to send my sisters and I to Rancho Cucamonga. Is this real life? If we weren't behaving, which we thought was some terrible island for bad children. Turns out it's just a shitty town in South California with a large outdoor mall. Well, here's to Rancho Cucamonga and all the people who live there. Do you live in Rancho Cucamonga? I'd love to hear from you in the comment section below. Hey, Victoria Gardens is a pretty nice place, says a responder. If she really wanted to threaten you, she'd say she would send you to Victorville. I grew up there and never want to go back. Like, one of my eyelashes is killing me. I know this is totally pointless information, but like it feels like it's vibrating, you know? The way only eyelashes typically feel when one that's not attached is like hanging amongst them. What a weird thing I'm telling you guys about. Well, forgive me. 32, 31, 30, 29. Obligatory not me, but a friend story. My friend Lisa came on a night out when she was 17. The drinking age is 18 here, and got blind drunk. Okay, What's that, like blackout drunk for you? For you foreigners. She was all over the place really early and stopped everyone else from getting in anywhere, so one of the group called her mum to pick her up. No problem so far. Exasperated mother then picks her up, kind of enjoying the trip because she just bought a new car, which Lisa proceeded to vomit into copiously. Sunday, nothing happened. Lisa came to class on Monday, still looking a little rough, but nothing too unusual. Monday night, Lisa gets home and her mother had taken away her bed. It was completely gone from her room. So Lisa then had to spend the next 6 months earning her bed back piece by piece, literally one slat at a time. And yes, the final piece she got was the mattress. Oh my God. Damn, mama. That's cold. Someone responds and says, "Ha, my dad did this, but the opposite. Took everything out of my room and took the door off the hinges and left the bed. He would give something back bit by bit. The last thing we got back was the door. Teenage girls loved their privacy, and we were no exception. The door being gone was the absolute worst for us. What did you fucking do?" Somebody else responds, "My sister, in her brilliant teenage exuberance, decided to slam her hardwood door right after..." Of course I'm getting a fucking calm down. "Slam her hardwood door right after my dad had painted the white trim in the whole house. This resulted in her using a drop-down bead door for the next year. I laughed so much at that when he was taking the door off. Nothing happened to me." Okay. I don't know what I'm doing in my life right now. 32, 31, 30, 29, 28. "My dad tried to ground me for the rest of the year for being late to school on the first day." Oh, word, Dad? Somebody said he edits it to respond, "I live in Australia, where the school year starts in late January, early February." I don't know why that's pertinent information, but I guess if enough people upvote your post, you just gotta edit in some bullshit, right? Because you bend to the whim of the people that are, upvoting and commenting on your posts. What is wrong with you people? Should I continue with this number shit? Who cares? 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, 27. "I didn't get punished that often because I was shy, self-conscious, and a nerd. But when it did happen, they sent me to my room, where I usually was anyway." That's a bad punishment in a different way. It's just like, you go to your room. Okay, man. Oh no. The real punishment would make me go outside. "But then what if I died? It'd be your fault, Mom and Dad. You killed your boy. You killed your baby boy. Your baby boy, baby boy." Sorry. A response reads, "My sister used to get grounded from her room." Oh, nice. I just said this. "My parents would make her sit at the kitchen table while we were all talking and studying and making dinner." Oh, that must have been torture. That sounds like it would be much more effective nowadays, says vindictive judge. Oh my God, were you a parent? Get out of here. This is all just giving bad parents ideas, Number 26. "During my teen years, if my brother or I did something wrong, my dad would take our iPods, play our favorite songs, and force us to listen as he loudly whistled to him and slapped his thighs to the beat. It was torture." Okay. Somebody said, "This is hilarious. I imagine some angsty music like My Chemical Romance being played and the dad angrily whistling every note while slapping his thighs." Oh my God. Look, man. Number 25. "Not me, but my best friend growing up would get grounded for different weird amounts of time depending on the infraction. Didn't clean his room? Grounded from noon to 3 o'clock the next day. So we'd be hanging out and he'd have to go to home to do his time. I'd just hang out near his house until his sentence was served. And then we'd just go get in more trouble." Getting into trouble. It's fun getting into trouble. That reference is lost upon a lot of people, is the crazy part. You know what I mean? Pokemon's over like 20 years old. What the hell is happening to us? We're growing up. We're growing up, boys. We have grown up already, though. What the fuck? Stop texting me. I was a bookworm growing up, and my parents believed all that reading was bad for my eyes. If I read too much, they'd ground me by forcing me to watch ABC's TGIA Friday lineup with them. God, that shit was awful. That shit was awful. Dad claimed it would help my social skills more than all those books since I could talk Full House in the cafeteria come Monday. You could talk Full House, nigga. Society is so fucking whack, man. It's no better now than it was back then. Everybody was like literally a living imitation of the horseshit that they absorbed. And that would be good if people were cultured and they ended up becoming an amalgam of all of the things that they absorbed the way a typical human does. But fuck me, dude, when all you're soaking up is this cookie cutter mainstream garbage that's made en masse to appeal to fuckwads and cum nuggets, like you become an idiot because you like the shit that's made for idiots. It's almost like not even certain people's fault when like they end up this cookie cutter mold cutout of a motherfucker because the people that are sitting around a table in suits, you know what I mean, are going, all right, what's the type of shit that people are going to eat up? Let's put some emojis in there, you know. We can put some pumpkin spice like frappuccinos in there. What do the kids like these days? Let's make a Vine about it. You know what I mean? Fuck me. This is the shit you're into. What's wrong with you? Merry Christmas. Okay. Number 24. Me and my two sisters got in trouble for fighting, and my dad had us enter my parents' bedroom one at a time. I was the last to go in, and both my sisters had been screaming their heads off like they had been beaten. I was absolutely horrified, expecting to receive the spanking of my life. It turns out that they had been fake screaming as a prank on me. He hadn't touched either of them. Okay. A response reads, I got in trouble for doing this trick at school when I was 10. Our whole grade had to get the tuberculosis test, the TB test. Is that what TB stands for? A potentially serious tuberculosis. Yes, I was correct. If anyone would like to suck my dick for being correct, I'm right here. I'm kidding. I got the TB test where they prick your skin with those tiny prongs. Okay. There were about 100 kids lined up at the nurse's office, and my friend and I were the first ones. We agreed to scream when she pricked us, and both did. It caused a riot in the hall because no kids wanted to go in there. Oh, and here comes another guy just rolling in with his response. Totally necessary, right? It's not even the first person. It used to be a rite of passage, along with the horror stories of the needle being the length of your arm and blunt. Or that one kid who got stabbed in the bone, or the fact that your arm swelled to twice its size. There was always some poor kid who believed these tall tales. One kid in my year was so terrified he faked being sick for the entire week. The following year, we made sure he was the first in line. The reality was it was a tiny needle, and the medicine stung slightly, and then you had an itchy bump for a few weeks afterwards. It says realty. You know, why do you feel the need to clarify what it says? You think somebody's like listening and thought that you misspoke when in reality it says it, and you just need to clarify that so that whoever's listening and not watching knows that it wasn't you who made that error, Kyle, because you are so flawless as a human. Shut up, bro. Number 23. My mom used to keep a bin where she'd put all the mismatching socks as they came out of the dryer. If we were being extra annoying, she'd dump out the bin and make us sift through the socks to pair them up. It took hours. How many kids are there in your family? What are you, some kind of like, you like Mexican or Irish? Hours? How big a family do you have? Says somebody in response. That you have hours worth of sock matching to do, or how many socks do you collectively own? 5 family members with 3 active kids playing sports. Lots of socks? It wasn't like we had to do this weekly. I think we did it maybe once every 2 years. That's how often you kids get in trouble? My mom waited till the tall bin was pretty much full before doling out that particular punishment. Somebody said this makes it even more confusing. How many pairs of socks do you have that you can simply leave the not essentially matched socks in a bin for years at a time and still have enough to continually, daily, wear your socks in life? I'm baffled. I own like 10 pairs of socks. If they're not washed and usable in under 2 weeks, I'm going sockless. Some guy goes, seriously? We had dozens of socks apiece. I live alone and I have mismatching socks. A sock box that's almost full. I easily have 100 plus pairs of socks. 100 pairs of socks? His third edit says I was wrong. 84 pairs of socks. 11 tights, 4 pantyhose. You're a woman. You don't count. What are you doing coming into this conversation when you're a fucking woman? You don't count. You don't count. Somebody else says, hey, listen, you have a shit ton of socks, says somebody. And then the woman's like,
yeah, I just asked a bunch of my coworkers how many socks they have and nobody said more than 20. So, wow, today I learned to have more socks than the average person.
you stupid female bitch. God. Fucking women, am I right, subscribers? I'm kidding. Some of you are women. And I love you, and I'm just kidding. And this is just like, no, I'm kidding. This is who I am, man. It's not like a persona or anything. Fucking ladies. At any rate, number 22? Number 23, maybe? I don't have the memory for this, man. When did I start this list even? Weeks ago. You guys expect me to keep up with the numbers? It wasn't followed through with, but my sister and I were fighting over Legos, and my mom said if we didn't stop, she'd melt them all in a pot, then throw them away. Well, making you drink them would be the worst one. But why melt it in a pot? Just throw the Legos away. Why are you melting the Legos into like one big Lego mold and then throwing it away? That's weird. That's like kind of torturous, isn't it? It's just like, why you go, no, mom, please. Because if she just threw them away, there's the likelihood that the kids may be able to sift them out. Not if there's like really, really... Sorry, I just heard like a car screeching outside. What are y'all doing out there? Not if it's all like, covered in like doo-doo ass banana peel garbage. But I guess, yeah, the melting would be for the torture, to make them sit down and watch their precious toys being melted down. Oh, banana peels. Okay, so were there any responses to that were great? The hell is this? Somebody says, I was also told that if I was bad, I'd have to live in the basement with 2-ton Tony, my secret brother. Is there really just a cop, outside my house? You'll never take me alive. You know what I mean? I keep cyanide pills on my person. Cyanide pills on my purse. I'd rather die. Sorry, guys. Somebody says, tell me more about this 2-ton Tony. Tony, my parents said I had a huge fat brother that they kept in the basement. It was probably partially a way to keep me out of the basement as a kid, and it was dangerous and gross down there, just stone walls and such, and as a threat to keep me from being bad. Oh, how I wish that you actually had an obese and deformed older brother locked away in your cellar. Somebody said the wood floor had a square of a different wood, probably from moving an old chimney stack or something. The house was very old, and they tell me it was a trapdoor chute for feeding Tony. Hey, Tony. I hear you've got diabetes. Hey, Tony. Just be lucky you're not eating Wheaties, because the shit we eat up here is gross. I wish I could weigh 2 tons. Know how to take a breakfast and turn it into poop, because where's he going down there? You don't want to see a person who hasn't seen daylight for a long time, It's fucked up. My mom once, this has got to be like 22, right? 21. My mom once, God, how you deliver this? My mom once, tired of my only wanting pizza, said she was going to force my to only. Fuck me. Sorry, there was like a speck of something inside my mouth and I was trying to get it out. On top of the fact that I'm just fed up reading this shit that don't make no fucking sense. Look, my mom once, tired of my only wanting pizza, said that she was going to force me to only eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner until I was sick of it. Okay. The morning of day 15, my mom cracked when I asked for pizza. Why? What kind of idiot? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You have a favorite food now, nigga. And like, yeah, you probably want to eat it, wouldn't want to eat it for every meal. But some people have a food when they say it's their favorite, and they can eat it every day. A child, dude? When it's your favorite, it's your favorite. You know what I'm talking about? Yo, dumbass mama. And then somebody responds, LOL. People don't get that you can't break a kid that way. You really can't. Kids are famous for wanting just one thing. I think you have to be at least 15 or so before that starts working. It's not even about age, nigga. It's about exposure. It is about exposure. We've done this. We've gone through this kind of thing, and it doesn't really need explaining, you know. Moving on. Number 20. Not necessarily a strange punishment, but definitely a good one in hindsight. I used to be a little shit in my car when I was 16. It was a boosted Miata that once was a track car. I have no idea why my dad thought this was a good idea. Speeding tickets were very common for me. Not anything crazy like 20 or plus over, usually like 10 to 15 over, in a 45 or a 55 zone. You gotta live in a real nice neighborhood for the cops to be like, what are you doing here? You going 50 in a 40? You going 50 in a 40, boy? That's a ticket. Let me write this up. Or he was black. After my third ticket, my dad made me disassemble my entire engine and told me that the only way I was going to drive it again is if I put it all back together myself. It took me 4 months. After that, I was a much more tame driver, and now I keep that kind of driving on the track. Okay, you know, good for you. Great punishment from your dad, you know. You know, why did it take you 4 months? You must be an old man, nigga. Because if somebody made me disassemble a damn thing, I'd be on the internet in 3 seconds if I didn't know how to reassemble it. Do you feel me? And if I didn't get a video, which I most likely would, I would get a very, very, very detailed diagram, if not a Reddit post on assholes going, and here's how you assemble the engine of a Miata, right? This one was actually converted from a track car, so if this is the proper diagram for you, you'll be able to go. What you're gonna want to do is start with the engine itself, okay? A lot of people are gonna want to start with the tires first. It's a common misconception. Little joke there for you. We have fun on our Miata engine assembly video, okay? Let's fucking continue. What are you doing, Kyle? Number 19. So my dad spanked us when we were all really bad. The funniest thing he ever did, though, one time we all went to a fancy restaurant, and before leaving for the car, he spanked us all once. Okay. He then said, listen, I'm hitting you and you haven't even misbehaved yet. Imagine how bad it will be if you act badly tonight. What the fuck? My parents got multiple compliments from how extremely well behaved their 4 boys were that night. We still laugh our asses off when that comes up with the family. Oh my god. Smack. What was that for? I'm not sure. But you probably deserve it. Dude, the best show to ever get parenting fucking completely and utterly fantastically right is Malcolm in the Middle. The parents were better characters than the freaking kids on that bullshit show. Oh my fucking god. That's such a great show. I should rewatch it because it's all on Netflix. You know, because I'm lonely. It's true. Number 18. If we misbehaved, my stepdad would make us stay up and watch old reruns of Lawrence Welk. Ugh. You don't want anything to do with that. Half y'all niggas don't know what that is, and that makes sense. Good for you. You know, you were born like 7 years ago, and that's fine. Look at this crusty motherfucker. That looked like he hosted the show that you want to watch. Be real. Look at this. And then he's got the accordion. Even better. Looks like something you want to watch? No. Don't play. Don't go. Don't let the little troll memester in you think it would be cool in like a shitty way. No, son. This is not gonna be cool. I know you're looking at this one and you're like, oh hey, wait a minute, you know, maybe I do want some of this. You know what I'm talking about? Look at her face. She looking like she upset too. Looks like something you definitely want to watch, but trust me, it is not. Okay. It is not tuberculosis. Oh my god. Special thanks to Tiffy Cakes and Emmy for being fantastic people. You know, we're gonna go ahead and resume the tradition of adding things to the to the wish list from the lists as we make them. So I just typed tuberculosis in there, see if there's anything that's interesting. Doesn't look like it, so let's continue the list, you know. Here's another one, maybe number 18. Not me, but my buddy once got grounded at the start of winter and was grounded until the snow melted. Well, we live in Canada, and come mid-March, when it looked like all the snow was gone, his stepdad got him in the car and they drove around town until they found snow. He would also drive him to hockey arenas and consider what they scrape off of the ice as snow. He was grounded until April. Parents, what the fuck are you doing to your kids? Kids bad, you know what I mean? But it's because kids are testing the waters. They don't know no better. Kids gonna be kids. Punk ass kids gonna be punk ass kids, and they deserve a punishment, but let the punishment fit the crime. Do you get what I'm saying? They spill a glass of milk, have them do some shit that's going to be equivalent to the price of a glass to replace the shit, and maybe milk, you know what I mean? Maybe just let the real punishment be something that you know they will remember, so that if it were to happen again, they would literally go, oh shit, but I ain't trying to have that happen again. You feel me? And like, there are many things that you can punish a person with that will make them remember that and not fuck up the same way again. But they're not women, you know what I mean? Where they're just going to be doomed to keep repeating their past mistakes. They're just kids, okay? They're just kids. Somebody is gonna get so mad at all these, like, you know, quote unquote misogynist douchebag comments. Like, get the fuck over here. Well, guys, I'm so sorry to hear that happen. Let's get into the responses. Maybe there's something good in there. The most Canadian punishment ever, eh? Okay. No hockey or apologizing until you learn your lesson, young man. I'm sorry. What did I just say? No hockey or apologizing. Listen, let's continue. Number 17, perhaps. A friend of mine had time out, which meant face the corner of two walls, while kneeling on cooked rice, so it digs into your knees? Seems sadistic. Tiffy Cakes just uploaded a picture of her hair, and it looks like a wig, but it's probably not a wig. On Facebook. But I know my mom has a wig like that. Y'all black girls crazy. Y'all black girls crazy. Sexy Tiffy Cakes. Let's go. What's this? Time out 2 out of 10. Time out with rice 0 out of 10. Yeah. The Reddit comedy. I'm thinking I wanted to do the with rice for a Reddit collection, man. But what is there to say, really? A dude was like, hey guys, I'm gonna try everything that y'all suggest with rice. Those were back in the good days of Reddit, where you could just upload whatever bullshit onto Ask Reddit and get away with it. Now there's so many rules on every motherfucking subreddit on the entire Pissant site that you can't have no fucking fun, because it might as well be a rule. No fun. Number 15. Excuse me. My brother and I got in trouble for not cleaning our room. It was pretty standard for my parents to take away our Nintendo or PlayStation when we were in trouble, but I found this particular one pretty clever. My dad told us we could have our games back when we cleaned the rooms for real and didn't shove everything under our beds. We of course shoved everything under the beds and ran to my dad saying, it's all clean, can we have our Nintendo back? His reply was, if you did what I told you, you already have it back. It was hidden under one of our beds the whole time. You fucking filthy little bitch shits. I would have went in there and took it and been like, if you cleaned it, you would have had it, but you didn't do it. So now you don't get it. You understand? You understand, your little, don't fucking run away from me, you stupid little bitch. I ain't raising no damn liars in this freaking house. Y'all want to be bad all y'all want, but don't lie to me. You got the wrong motherfucker. I'm kidding. I'm sorry. Going on. Number 14, maybe. My younger sibling and I were fighting, and my dad made all of us get into one large t-shirt and walk around the block together. We were like 13, 9, and 8, and we have framed pictures of our walk of shame in the living room. Then where the picture at, my nigga? I am picturing the Belcher siblings getting punished by Linda, but it backfires when they become codependent on each other and live a symbiotic life, and they refer to themselves as Lugina for the episode. Linda, aren't you three so adorable? Bob, no, Linda, it's a punishment. They're supposed to be punished, like humiliated or something. Linda, they're waddling. Tina, my left arm and leg are dancing, but my right arm is a boy. Jean, don't force your socio-gender normativity on me. I identify as Lugina. Bob, no children, you're being punished. Stop identifying with things. Louis. It's Louise. Go to bed, Stripes. What? Okay, bye. Wait, Stripes, come in for like a guest appearance and say something.
Why else do you have on your list right now?
What?
Why else do you have on the list right now?
I don't think people can understand that because I can't understand it. Wait, hold on, let me turn it up so people can say what you've always wanted to say, Stripes.
Who's Urkel right now?
What?
Who's Urkel right now?
Who's Urkel?
Yeah.
What do you mean, who is Urkel? From Family Matters?
Oh, I thought you pulled someone else for this and to help you reach that hour.
Oh, you're referring to yourself as like the Urkel of the episode, like the comic relief or something?
Yes.
That shit don't make any sense. Go the fuck to sleep. Come on, Stripes. God, I'm so you are even less funny when you wake up, alright? Oh, she's upset now. Bye, Stripes. Who's your Urkel? You know how confusing she is to me sometimes. Okay, so let's see. Whoa, where the fuck is this? Oh my god. Oh no, here I am. Here I go again on my own. Oh boy, I didn't sing anybody a Christmas song. If you want a Christmas song, you know, tell me which dumb song it should be in the comment section below, you know. I love you and stuff. So here's another one. They caught me stealing cookies. Okay. Out of the cabinets. So they made me sit down and eat like 10 bags of chocolate at once. I love chocolate, man. I believe their plan was to make me eat so much chocolate that I would get sick or feel miserable and never want to eat chocolate again or something like that. I don't really know. Yeah, it's a bad punishment if you loved it. Your parents were playing the long game. In 20 years, when you've got type 2 diabetes, they'll laugh their asses off and they'll declare your wish you never stole chocolate out of the cabinets. Somebody said it was soap poisoning. Obligatory wow gold, thanks. Is this a reference to something? This is a reference to something. To a Christmas story. I mean, God, I'm so far removed, guys. I'm out of touch. Should I put soap on my wish list? Fuck me. Let's go, guys. My mom caught me driving my friend in the car when I was 16 and still technically on a restricted license. So she proceeded to string up an intricate 3D web of fishing line, snaking through the vents and around the headrests and seats that prevented anyone from sitting in the passenger seat of my car and even kept the rear doors from opening fully. So long story short, now my friend's Xbox Live gamer tag is blank in the truck. Xbox Live. brilliant. These are the types of origin stories that I need. If only everybody put that kind of fucking effort into an actual username handle or a gamer tag, because everybody just, I play with Emmy on PSN, and her name is basically just some bullshit, like she just slapped the keyboard or something. And I was like, what's the story behind that? And she's like, oh, I just type whatever. And I'm like, that breaks my heart, because back in the 360 days, when you would come across like snake, pigeon, shinobi, gargler, there'd be this crazy story behind it, and you knew what was up. Oh my god, hold on. Oh, fuck me. There was like a gigantic ant going towards my workout pants. And I'm going to be walking after this, so can't have ants in my pants. No, some kind of liar. Anyway, another one of my mom's bright ideas. One day she got sick of my younger two siblings yelling at each other. So she told them they could fight, but they had to sing their words. It ended pretty quickly. My future kids will love this. Why'd you have to go and make things so, why'd you have to go and make things so complicated? Man, I was going to sing it my own way. That's not fair. Seems like when you're acting like you're somebody else. Oh, God. Kyle, haven't you done this? Kyle forgot to mute. That's like a TIFU, isn't it? It's like a TIFU. Today, come on. Forgot to mute the mic. Come on. TIFU. What if I just wrote Kyle, TIFU, mute. Today I fucked up by forgetting to mute the mic. So I have a conference call from 3 o'clock. And I think at the end of it is this song. And it was me, based on
everyone else, you're watching your back.
Okay, that's enough. You guys know where this is now. Forgetting to mute the mic. I don't have to do this bit. I've done it before. I really can't wait until like these videos just become shit that I've done before. Here's Poem for Your Sprong. Going nuts as I said sprong, but he's doing a song in his Poem for Your Sprong. Steven stinky, Steven smelly, Sally's gross and mostly belly. Steven's ugly, rank and reeking, Sally's so attention seeking. Steven's stupid, Steven's simple, Sally's full of snot and pimple. Steven stole my plastic pony, Sally's friends with 2-ton Tony. Oh shit, this is getting meta, guys. Steven's filthy, Steven's thoughtful, Sally's selfish, Sally's spiteful. I said thoughtful when it says frightful. Children, mother said placating. Both of you are irritating. Who won? You decide. What? What is with that comment? When I was 8, my dad once drove me to the orphanage because I was acting up and told me to get out, okay? I settled down. What? When I was 8, my dad once drove me to the orphanage because I was acting up, and then he told me to get out. Oh shit, he was at the orphanage, okay. He settled down. So you knew what an orphanage was at 8 years old. Jesus Christ, somebody responded with a fucking essay. The response reads, why am I reading responses? We're never gonna get through this. Is it because of my love for my subscribers? Oh, sweet Pringle-eating Jesus. Jesus ate Pringles for your sins. Did this list just get little blasphemous? Fa la 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 Pringles. Once you popped, the fun don't stop. What's your favorite flavor? Sour cream and onion. Fa la 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 la. Bitch, wait a minute. Pringles are what my Jesus lived for. Someone responds, my dad did something similar to me once. I was very young and I only remember tiny bits and pieces of it. You know, I'm actually going crazy reading these lists. Out of my younger sister and I was always the good child. But for some reason one day I asked my mom for something and she said no. Well, I wasn't having any of that. And threw what she calls a massive temper tantrum. Like, on the ground kicking and screaming, super uncharacteristic of me. Then I told her I hated her and wanted a new mommy. So she was like, a new mommy, huh? Well, okay, let's go to the grocery store where all the moms go and I'll find you a new one. She takes my sister and I to the grocery store and little Kane Dewey was super pumped to find a new mom that would give me what I wanted, whatever it was. I don't remember. We get there and we start food shopping like we always did, except my mom kept pointing to women throughout the store saying things like, how about her? She looks like she could be a good mommy for you. I remember her pointing to one woman in particular, and for whatever reason I decided that this woman would be my new mom. So my mom lifts me out of the grocery store carriage and I was sitting in and sets me down on the floor. Okay, Kane Dewey, I love you. Go tell your new mommy hi. I'll miss you, but you can come to visit if you'd like. This is the only part of the story I actually vividly remember on my own. I start walking toward my new mommy and stop maybe 20 or so feet from her. I turn my head around just enough to look back at my mother smiling and waving goodbye to me. I took a few steps towards the completely unsuspecting woman and she looked right at me. But when her gaze met mine, I felt nothing towards my new mom. The way she looked at me was with confused, who are you and where is your mother expression, not a, oh, it's my little boy. I noped right the fuck out and ran back to my mother in tears, telling her that I loved her and didn't want a new mommy after all. I love my mom. She's friggin' awesome. Somebody else responds, my mom did just the opposite when I was 7. She had to take the 3 of us grocery shopping and we got into a crazy fight in the toy aisle, so she just walked away. I found her a bit later at the checkout and when I went to her, she pretended she didn't know who I was, saying, I'm not your mommy, where is she? She was very convincing. I can remember having some kind of internal crisis and wondering if there was something wrong with my brain. This woman looked like my mom, but she wasn't. I was terrified and just lost it. She immediately regretted what she had done. She even told me years later that she's not sure why she thought to say that, and she still feels bad about how scared I looked. What do you mean?
You're crazy. All right, maybe you just came into this dimension, kid, but I'm not your mama in this dimension.
Oh my god. Fucking kids, man. Why you people churning these shits out? They're terrible. Kids are terrible. Get a pet. Get a pet. That's what you really want. That's what you really want. Anyway, one time I flipped my mom off for limiting my Halloween candy consumption. I was 10. After I flipped her off, she made me pick one piece of candy and threw away the rest. I cried the entire time. Somebody said, I'm glad we can agree that my mom is an evil genius. The candy that I decided to keep was a caramel apple pop, primarily because they tend to last a long time and have decent flavor. My mom didn't eat my candy. My mom disposed of the candy in front of me, but put my loot under hot water so that the chocolate would melt and I wouldn't dig through the trash looking for survivors. That's the crazy part, dude. Wasteful. This bitch just, some people went out and bought this candy to give to your bullshit ass kids for free. And you out here wasting the candy in the sink. You melting the candy. If I can't have these candies, nobody can. Kids over there starving in Africa. Y'all can't see me right now, but I'm pointing in a direction that Africa is most certainly not. But maybe it is, because my fingers point extends around the entire world. So unless I'm pointing vertically to where it's going up and down on the okay, let me get a globe. Okay. Okay, so unless my finger is pointing like, I'm in Florida, right? So we look at this globe. Unless my finger is pointing like up and down or something, or maybe like this way. It's pointing in a way where like it's going to eventually go around, and then it's going to hit Africa over there. You know what I'm talking about? It's going to hit. Let me get a globe GIF so y'all know what diameter. Is it spinning around? Okay, so if I'm pointing like horizontal, it's going to hit Africa. But if I'm going up and down, let's avoid Africa. That's the fun game. Okay, let's go up and down. I can do that twice. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh shit. Okay, I touched it. Look, I know y'all. I know somebody thinks I'm crazy, but I'm the you that you could have been if you weren't as crazy. Think about that. All right. Here's another one. My mom was great at punishments that fit the crime. That's what I'm talking about. For example, a family friend's daughter was over and kept wiping her hands on her shirt, so my mom pinned a towel into her garment, and Nikki had to wear it until she stopped. That sort of thing. My mom's masterpiece was for me, though. I am the oldest of the 3 kids, so my siblings learned this. My siblings learned from this one. Okay. After returning to age 14, After returning at age 14 to a real school after a year of homeschooling, and as soon as I started really socializing for the first time, I started to have an issue. I'm so sorry. Sorry, it was like so dry in my throat that I could feel things just like detaching. Like it was just like, you know what I'm talking about? Okay. Sorry about the constipation in that delivery. Let's try it again. My mom's masterpiece was for me, though. I am the oldest of the 3 kids, so my siblings learned from this one. After returning at age 14 to a real school after a year of homeschooling, both at my request, and as soon as I started really socializing for the first time, I started to have an issue with curfews. I never came home on time. I never called to say I was okay, despite having been given my first flip phone after the first time. And I would be hours late. She was trusting and lenient, but this made her worry, and that wasn't very cool of me. So after a few weeks of fighting with me about it, she decided it couldn't stand. She came home from work one day at 5 and said she was going to her boyfriend, Steve's place, for 6 for dinner. Well, 6:30 rolls around and Steve calls to ask where she is. I assume she's late. He calls again at 7 and I start to worry. I call her over and over with no answer, start to call her office, her friends, my aunt, my grandparents. Nobody has seen her or heard anything. I keep calling, rotating between her cell, Steve's house, my aunt, and my mom's 2 best friends for what feels like forever. I'm in tears, scared and worried that something must have happened, and my siblings are terrified. Finally, around 9, she called from Steve's. It doesn't feel very good, does it? She asked, and my siblings and I always called her to let her know where we were after that. That's genius, dude. Fucking ruthless, somebody says. Your mama's dead! I would have gone further. I would have had like a really animated black friend call and be like, she's dead, oh my god, your mom's dead, oh my god, you coming to the scene of the crime, and then the friend comes to pick him up, and then you're really animated on the whole ride. I never thought I'd see a dead body, but it's your mom. Oh my god, kids, it's your mom. Oh my god, you kids have no mom. You're dead. I'm gonna be the one to drive you to the funeral. Your kids gonna know that they don't have a grandmother because she's dead. She's dead. And then you get to the body, and it's just like a tarp pulled up over, and they're just like, oh my god, kids, confirm the body isn't your mom, it's your dead mom, kids. And they pull the tarp over, and then and do the whole mommy crap, and then she just jumps up and goes, why didn't you call me? I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Look, ma'am. Okay, here's another one. It's only strange to the person being punished. If I slammed a door as a kid, I was to open and close it 20 times nicely. This is how people get OCD. It actually worked pretty well, as I hated looking like an idiot. What? Somebody said, wow, I totally forgot I made these comments yesterday. What a shock it was to open up my inbox to 319 messages. Thank you for the hookup on the Reddit gold. What are you, some kind of faggot? Look, I didn't want to eat my green beans, so my father and I either eat them. My father said I either eat them or wear them. I called his bluff, and it wasn't a bluff. With a Ziploc baggie and some twine, I wore those green beans the rest of the night around my neck. They still laugh at that one. Your parents sound pretty creative and funny. Around his neck, dude, what the fuck? Anyway, my mom used to threaten us to put us in the cupboard with the troll that lived in there. We heard the troll once singing his troll song, so we believed it was in there. We found out as adults it was my dad through the wall. Mean. I'm trying to decide whether or not I hear something outside. But I don't. Just going crazy as usual. Forgive me, guys. Somebody said +1 for your dad's trolling skills. Get it? Get it, guys? This one's been upvoted more than the comment itself. Trolling skills. I feel like I'm getting trolled reading these, man. It's getting outrageous. Okay, go, dude. We're on number 3. We did it. We're doing it, guys. Yeah. Oh boy, how long's this been going on? 51 minutes. Jeez, even without stripes, I made it an hour. Number 3. One time I lied to my mom and something really dumb and obvious. I was 9 or so at the time. After she scolded me, she called me into the kitchen to apologize and tell me all was forgiven and I should have some ice cream. I immediately said yes, I would love some. So she scooped, bro. She scooped, nigga. You skip scop, scallywag mother. So she scooped out a huge bowl. She then asked if I would like some sugar added to the top. And of course, as a kid, I thought more sugar would only make it more satisfying. So she added it. She gave me the bowl and I took a bite into the most sugar-covered spoonful I could get. Turns out, it wasn't sugar. It was salt. Then she said, "See how lying hurts people?" My tiny trust was forever broken. It did teach me a lesson, though. You want some salt-covered motherfucking ice cream? You gotta what the fuck? Poured salt on ice cream? Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Somebody's response says, that's excellent. But you got off lucky. Look at this guy hijacking the top comment. All right, here we go. Once my dad loaded us in the truck saying, "All right, boys, we're going to Disneyland." We were ecstatic. A spontaneous trip to Disneyland with dad on a school day? Hell yes. So we drove to Anaheim. We saw Disneyland and kept going to Home Depot. Dad needed a new sink faucet after I had broken it and lied about it. He wasn't mad I broke it. This lesson was in lying. You told me you didn't break the faucet. Yes, I told you you were going to Disneyland. But you did break the faucet. Yeah. And we didn't go to Disneyland. Yeah. See how hurtful lying can be? I'm so sorry. I really was sorry too. Never lied to my dad again after that. Lesson fucking learned. And we went to Disneyland the next weekend. That weekend, motherfucker, you pieces of shit. You little pieces of shit. Who's the lesson for then? Come on. Never take your kids to Disney World ever. All right, I'm kidding. Number 2. I'm not sure if this counts as punishment. I was 14-ish years old and supposed to be in bed sleeping. I decided I was bored and didn't feel like sleeping, so I went downstairs and told my dad, "Dad, I'm bored and I can't sleep. You got anything that I could suck on there?" I'm kidding, it's not butter slice. So he told me, "Pull out a chair," and I did. Then he said, "Stand on the chair," and I did. Then he said, "Touch the ceiling," and then I did. Then he went back to reading his book and ignored me. I was confused and probably stood there for a solid minute before I finally mustered up the nerve to ask him why I was standing on a chair touching the ceiling. He told me that I could continue doing that or I could go back to bed, and I went back to bed. It's not really a punishment. It's just like, your dad's a fucking crazy man. I love it. My daughter did all the time when she was 13 to 14. I didn't see any point in fighting it. She knew the deal that she had to get up for school regardless. So we would often sit up talking about all sorts of stupid stuff and playing board games. And I remember one Friday night I couldn't sleep. So I knocked on her door and discovered that she was also wide awake and couldn't sleep. That turned into a random trip to the city center to go for a walk. I live in Europe and we have a nice old town round to see what was going on. My wife thought and thinks that we're both insane. You're a good parent. Oh. Yeah, your kid is going to cherish these times, dude. That's some heartwarming shit to have at the fucking top of this list. And this is a response to some bullshit. This is a heartwarming fucking thing. I don't upvote things often. But your daughter's going to fucking remember you for that, homie. And to be honest, it only takes her waking up a couple of times feeling tired as fuck to know that she needs to go to bed. But if she would rather have a nice time with her parent, you know what I mean? That may not be around for a long time, that anybody could die at any time. Oh my God, leave a legacy. Leave something that you will be remembered for instead of stupid shit, freaking out about nothing. That's great. I wish we could end the list on that, but we have number 1, which hopefully is just some kind of bullshit joke as usual. Number 1. When I was a lazy 12-year-old boy, I was on the couch watching TV when my mother came into the room with the kitchen trash. She was angry.
"This is the last time I'm going to tell you to take out the trash."
"Well, good," I replied, "because I'm sick of hearing about it." What are you, the husband? Holy shit. For that little bit of sass, I was made to go to all of her friends and my friends' houses, like 20 of them, and forced to collect the trash from every room. It was humiliating, but in retrospect, pretty funny. Worth it too, homie. Worth it. To be fair, that was pretty boss comeback, and it merited an equally boss punishment. To be honest, it was a boss comeback with your hoe ass, you know what I mean? If it was the last time, which it wouldn't be with your bitch ass, maybe you should learn how to speak English. That's one thing that a lot of parents don't understand, how to fucking speak. And I can't say parents, because most dads know how to speak. It's the moms, boy. It's the moms. You don't get language, do you, mom? Uh-oh. And here's a response. Can't have over entitled kids. You gotta snuff that shit out. Yep. Mother of the fucking year too. All of the other parents merely had to reference her when their kids started up with their bullshit. What was that? Do you want me to be like this bitch's mom? Didn't think so, motherfucker. She sadly sighed and shook her head, determination grim. You want to pick up trash, she said? You want to be like him? I had my answer standing by, the truth by which I stood. My boldest, daring, brave reply. I whispered, I'll be good. Oh my God. Reddit, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys are having a pretty decent holiday season here and things are making sense. I miss you. What does that mean, I miss you? Oh shit. Jesus is blank on a billboard and then somebody spray painted Middle Eastern. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Jesus is Middle Eastern. Uh-oh. My Reddit secret Santa gave me a dead rat. Oh my God. Oh my God. I wish that I did Secret Santa for Reddit. I don't know what I was thinking and missing out on it. Because I would have been able to post whatever I got for hopeful karma. And then, you know, this person's just like, no one should have to get a dead rat. Or what if the top comment is like, your Secret Santa gave you karma for Christmas? Somebody said, this year's Secret Santa gift exchange is going downhill fast. Get it? I didn't see the Snoop one. What the fuck? Look, what the hell is going on here? Guys, let me upload this video. I'll try to make another one with Stripes tonight. Stripes would have been part of this one, but we both went to Checkers, which is kind of like a, you know, it's a fast food place down here. And, you know, we pretty much ate our body weight in bullshit. So we, you know, I could have passed out, but I soldiered on because I needed to make a video for you guys. You know, Checkers is famous for their seasoned fries. You know what I'm talking about? And I sometimes I just can't get Emmy and Tiffy Cakes and Lexeus and Jesse Green off my mind. I just love you guys. I'm gonna try. Woo, we gotta stream tonight. I want to go walking now though. It's about 6 p.m. for me. I want to go walking now, so I'm gonna try to figure out walking before it gets any darker, and then I'll come back and we'll try to stream something. We'll try to make something very interesting. I downloaded a game called The Witness, and I hope that doesn't suck ass. I want Sonic Generations, so I'm gonna try to put that on my Steam wish list. I love you guys, and we will talk soon. You guys take it easy.